Did you know that some of the first signs of serious illness in older adults can be spotted just by looking at their hygiene habits? Not by complicated tests or scans, but simply by the way we care for ourselves day to day. It's both a little unsettling and deeply empowering because it means we have more control than we think. And if you're over 60 or care for someone who is, what I'm about to share could genuinely help you avoid health complications down the line. Let me ask you something. Where are you from? And what little daily rituals do you have when it comes to your personal care? Pop your answer in the comments. I'd love to know. Every town, every family has their own way. Now let's imagine this. You're at your GP's for a routine checkup. Nothing seems wrong, but within minutes your doctor starts asking unusual questions, questions that seem unrelated. Have you been brushing regularly? Do you use cotton buds in your ears? And just like that, the conversation shifts. What your doctor sees on the outside may be hinting at something serious on the inside. You see, when we age, hygiene isn't just about staying fresh. It becomes a window into our overall health. And these aren't cosmetic concerns, they're often warning signs. Let me walk you through 5 of the most overlooked hygiene mistakes older adults make, ones that doctors in the UK are trained to spot immediately. I'll also tell you exactly what to do to protect yourself or someone you love. Now, this isn't meant to scare you, it's meant to empower you. Because each of these mistakes is fixable. Some take just a few seconds a day. Let's start with one most people don't think twice about: oral hygiene. Brushing our teeth can become so automatic that we forget how crucial it actually is. But dentists and GPs alike are raising the alarm. In fact, poor oral health is now linked to heart disease, dementia, and even strokes. It's not just about bad breath or dentures that don't fit. Bacteria from gum infections can sneak into the bloodstream and quietly wreak havoc. Most frightening of all, this can happen without any major symptoms. I remember speaking with a man from Kent, let's call him Alan, who prided himself on brushing every day. But he used the same toothbrush for nearly a year. It still had bristles, he said. What he didn't realize was that worn-out bristles weren't cleaning anything properly. His gums were quietly inflamed, bleeding slightly, and it wasn't until his doctor noticed swelling along his jawline that they found the connection. An undiagnosed heart condition potentially made worse by the infection in his mouth. So here's your action step. Check your toothbrush. If it's older than 3 months, replace it. An electric one is even better. They remove significantly more plaque. Brush for 2 full minutes, twice a day. Set a timer if you need to. Floss every evening, even if it's just a quick run-through. And yes, see your dentist, even if you have full dentures. They check for far more than just teeth. Now let's move to something a bit more personal. Bathing frequency. It's not uncommon to hear older adults say they bathe just once or twice a week, and sometimes that's down to mobility or fear of slipping. But your skin is your largest organ, and when you don't wash regularly, it becomes harder to spot signs of internal problems, things like liver trouble, kidney issues, or even diabetes. A retired lorry driver from Yorkshire once told me, "I didn't think missing a bath here and there mattered. I wasn't going anywhere." But when his GP noticed a patch of darkened skin under his arm during a flu jab appointment, it led to tests that caught early-stage diabetes. The discoloration was subtle, but visible. It could have been missed for months had he not rolled up his sleeve that day. The fix? Aim to bathe at least 3 times a week. Use warm, not hot, water, and go for a mild, fragrance-free soap. After you're dry, use a moisturizer while your skin is still a bit damp, and take time to check for odd marks, rashes, or patches of dry skin. These little clues can tell you a lot about your health. Now, I want you to do something right now. Glance at your nails. both your hands and feet. What do you see? Are they neat, clean, or have they become thickened, yellow, or brittle? To a trained eye, nails are like a health diary. Changes in color or shape can point to anemia, heart disease, or circulation issues. One lady I met at a community center in Norwich, Joyce, was convinced her yellow toenails were just from age. "They've always been a bit ugly," she chuckled. But when her chiropodist took a closer look, they uncovered a fungal infection that revealed an underlying immune problem. She was treated quickly, but she said to me later, "I never knew your nails could say so much about your insides. You don't need to become a nail expert, just make a habit of checking. Trim them straight across, keep them dry, and never ignore odd discoloration. If you see black spots, thick ridges, or nails lifting from the skin, get it looked at. And if trimming your own toenails becomes difficult, it's worth seeing a podiatrist. It's not vanity, it's maintenance." Now here comes a sensitive topic: managing incontinence. It's more common than you think, and yet hardly anyone talks about it. But let me tell you, the doctors noticed. The smell of ammonia, the rash from damp clothes, or even frequent bathroom questions. These are subtle flags they've been trained to spot. What many don't realize is that incontinence can be a symptom, not just a condition. It could point to bladder infections, prostate problems, or neurological changes. But because of embarrassment, many seniors try to manage it quietly, with tissues, plastic pants, or skipping outings altogether. I once spoke to a woman from Liverpool, Margaret, who used to avoid family dinners just in case. "I didn't want anyone to notice," she told me. But after developing painful skin sores, her GP discovered an underlying bladder issue that was completely treatable. Today she goes out regularly and says, "If only I'd known earlier how common it was." Please, if this affects you, don't suffer in silence. Talk to your doctor. There are fantastic modern solutions, from absorbent products to medications, that can restore dignity and comfort. Change pads regularly, keep the area clean, and protect your skin with barrier creams if needed. It's not just about hygiene, it's about quality of life. What many don't realize is that incontinence can be a symptom, not just a condition. It could point to bladder infections, prostate problems, or neurological changes. But because of embarrassment, many seniors try to manage it quietly, with tissues, plastic pants, or skipping outings altogether. I once spoke to a woman from Liverpool, Margaret, who used to avoid family dinners just in case. "I didn't want anyone to notice," she told me. But after developing painful skin sores, her GP discovered an underlying bladder issue that was completely treatable. Today she goes out regularly and says, "If only I'd known earlier how common it was." Please, if this affects you, don't suffer in silence. Talk to your doctor. There are fantastic modern solutions, from absorbent products to medications, that can restore dignity and comfort. Change pads regularly, keep the area clean, and protect your skin with barrier creams if needed. It's not just about hygiene, it's about quality of life. Finally, let's talk about your ears. Yes, your ears. You might not think of them as part of your hygiene routine, but they matter more than you'd expect. Older adults often use cotton buds to clean them, pushing the wax deeper or even damaging the eardrum. And some don't clean them at all, which can lead to infections and even hearing loss. There's a gentleman I know, Brian from Cornwall, who always used cotton buds. "That's what my dad did," he told me. But one day, he lost his balance getting out of bed. Turns out, an inner ear infection had been brewing quietly for weeks, thanks to impacted wax. Your ears clean themselves naturally. All you need to do is gently wipe the outer ear with a damp cloth. If you feel blocked or can't hear properly, don't poke. Book an appointment. There are safe eardrops available, and your GP can help if wax becomes an issue. Hearing is precious. It connects you to loved ones, to music, to conversation. Don't risk losing it. So, let's recap, not with a list, but with a reminder. Every one of these hygiene areas isn't just about keeping clean. They're quiet messengers. They can whisper the first signs of something more serious. And the earlier we listen, the better chance we have of staying strong, independent, and connected to the life we love. So here's your challenge. Tonight, take 5 minutes, just 5, and check in with yourself. Your toothbrush, your nails, your bathing routine, your feet, your ears. And if something doesn't feel right, don't ignore it. If this video helped you in any way, please give it a like. It really supports the channel. Have you ever had a doctor spot something small that turned out to be a bigger issue? Share your experience in the comments. I read every single one. And don't forget to subscribe to Gentle Elderly Lessons for more down-to-earth advice made just for you. You're never too old to learn something new. And before you go, share this with someone over 60 who you care about. You might just help them catch something in time. And always try and remember to smile when you're happy and cry when you're sad. Stay positive when things are hard and grateful for all that you have. Did you know that some people spend their final years trusting the wrong doctor and never even realize it? It's a chilling thought, but one we can't afford to ignore. For many of us, especially those of us over 60, we were brought up to believe that doctors always knew best. We were taught to respect the white coat, to nod politely, and to accept whatever pills were handed to us. But times have changed, and the truth is, not every doctor is looking out for you. Now, I don't say this lightly. I have the utmost respect for the good ones, those rare gems who sit with you, who ask questions, who treat you like a human being. But let's be honest, how often do you actually feel that kind of care these days? Picture this. You walk into your GP's office. You've waited 3 weeks just to get that appointment. You sit down, heart thumping, maybe even rehearsing what you want to say. But before you can finish your second sentence, you're handed a prescription. Try this, they say. No eye contact, no explanation. Just a scribble on a slip of paper. Out you go. Next, sound familiar? Because you're not alone. Thousands, no, millions of people across the UK have been brushed off in that very same way. And here's where it gets serious. Some of those pills, the ones you were given without a proper explanation, can actually mask the real issue. They don't fix it, they just hide it for a while. Let me ask you something. When was the last time your doctor looked you in the eye and asked, "How are you?" Really? Not just physically, emotionally, mentally, socially. Because your health isn't just blood pressure and cholesterol, it's you, the whole of you. I want to tell you a story. It's not easy to hear, but it's important. A gentleman named Derek, 72 years old, and retired lorry driver from just outside Leeds, started experiencing memory lapses. Nothing huge, just misplacing the keys, forgetting names. His GP said it was just stress, maybe age, and gave him sleeping pills. No scans, no referrals. 2 years later, it was too late. It was early onset Alzheimer's, and the window to slow it down had come and gone. All because someone didn't listen. Someone didn't care enough to dig deeper. Now, before you get the wrong idea, this isn't about bashing every NHS worker. Many are under incredible pressure. But it is about accountability. It's about the growing number of clinics run like conveyor belts, not care centers. It's about people being handed pills instead of answers. And it's about you knowing that you have the right to ask for more. Because here's the truth. You are not a statistic. You are not just another patient. You are someone with stories, memories, aches, fears, and hopes. And you deserve to be treated with dignity, not like a number on a screen. Let me tell you another story. This one's from Margaret, an 80-year-old from Torquay. She'd been having chest pains for months. Her GP told her it was likely indigestion and gave her antacids. But something didn't sit right with Margaret. She'd been through a lot in life, and she knew her body. She asked to see another doctor. Thank God she did. Within a week, she was in hospital undergoing treatment for a blocked artery. If she hadn't spoken up, we might not be telling this story at all. That's the power of speaking up, of not settling, of knowing that sometimes you have to challenge the very people you've been taught to trust without question. It's hard, isn't it? Especially when you're older, when you spent your whole life being polite, respectful, not wanting to cause a fuss. But I'm here to tell you, it's not a fuss. It's your life. So here's what I want you to take from this. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. If you leave the surgery feeling worse than when you went in, not just physically, but emotionally, that matters. If your doctor rushes you, interrupts you, or doesn't take your concerns seriously, that matters. And if you've been seeing the same doctor for 10, 15, even 20 years, but you now feel they've stopped listening, then maybe it's time for a change. I know, that can feel like a betrayal, but it's not. It's self-respect. Switching doctors isn't about being disloyal. It's about valuing yourself enough to demand the care you deserve. And don't let anyone make you feel like you're being dramatic. Because you're not. You're being aware. You're being informed. And you're doing what generations before us couldn't. Challenging a system that too often values profit, performance targets, and prescription numbers over real human connection. Now, let's talk about the pills. Have you noticed how quickly some GPs reach for that prescription pad? It's like a reflex. Is blood pressure high? Pill. Cholesterol up? Pill. Can't sleep? Another pill. There's a medicine for everything, but not always a solution. And what's worse, some of these medications come with side effects that no one even warns you about. Dizziness, confusion, loss of appetite, mood swings. One pill leads to another, and suddenly you're taking 5, 6, or even 10 different tablets a day, half of them to counteract the side effects of the others. Where's the logic in that? Of course, medication can be life-saving. No one's denying that. But it should come with a conversation, with options, with context. You should understand what you're being given and why. If your doctor isn't explaining it clearly, they're not doing their job properly. Let me say that again, because it's so important. If your doctor isn't explaining your treatment clearly, they are not doing their job properly. And if they sigh, roll their eyes, or act like you're being difficult when you ask questions, run. Find another doctor. Because a good doctor welcomes your questions. They see your curiosity as strength, not inconvenience. I want to share one more story before we wrap up. A lady named June, 76, from Nottingham, had been seeing the same GP for nearly 30 years. Lovely man, she said. But in the last 5 years, every visit felt rushed. He was always running late, always glancing at his computer. June didn't want to make a fuss, but her daughter insisted she see someone else. The new GP took one look at June's records and immediately spotted a misdiagnosis that had gone unnoticed for years. Within 3 months, she was on a proper treatment plan and feeling better than she had in a decade. All because someone took the time to look properly, to listen, to care. So here's what I want you to do today. Take a moment. Think about your last doctor's visit. Did you feel respected? Did you feel heard? Did you walk away with clarity and confidence, or confusion and concern? If it's the latter, don't brush it off. Don't say, "Oh well, That's just the way things are now, because it doesn't have to be. You deserve better. We all do. And now, here's your chance to take action. It starts with a small step. Call your surgery. Ask to switch GPs. Book a second opinion. Ask questions. Bring a notebook. Bring a family member. Ask for printouts. Ask for time. Don't apologize for being thorough. Your life depends on it. And if you've ever had an experience, good or bad, with your doctor, I want you to share it in the comments. Let's talk about it. Let's shine a light on what's really happening in our healthcare system, because only by sharing our stories can we start to change things. And while you're here, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with someone you love, someone who might need the courage to ask for better care, because you deserve more than 5 rushed minutes and a prescription. You deserve time. You deserve attention. You deserve to be seen. And if no one's told you that lately, let me be the first. You matter. Your health matters. And you are worth fighting for. Where are you from, by the way? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from different parts of the country and see how people's experiences with doctors vary across the UK. And remember, this isn't just about medicine. It's about dignity. It's about living your later years with clarity, not confusion. With strength, not silence. You only get one life. Don't let anyone, doctor or not, make you feel like you're just ticking boxes. You are not just another appointment. You are everything. So, as we come to the end of this conversation, I want to leave you with something that truly matters, something beyond doctors and diagnoses. This may sound silly, but try and remember to use your emotions. It's not good for your body or your mind to hold everything in. If you're happy, be happy. Smile, laugh, share that joy. And if you're sad, don't bury it. Talk to someone, cry if you need to. Let it out. That's not a weakness. That's being human. And above all, be grateful for the life that you have. Because growing older is a luxury not everyone gets. Every wrinkle, every gray hair, every year, that's a sign that you're still here, still learning, still living. So take care of your health, protect your peace, and surround yourself with people who truly listen. You are worthy of care, worthy of love, and worthy of a doctor who sees you, not just your chart. Until next time, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and never forget, you matter more than you know. Take care, and goodbye for now. Did you know that what you do in the evening can have just as much of an impact on your long-term health as the way you start your day? It might surprise you, but your nightly habits could be the key to living a long, healthy life. In fact, some of the smallest changes you make to your evening routine could help you live well into your 90s or beyond. So let's dive in. Make sure you stick around because number 4 only takes just 30 seconds, and it could add years to your life. Before we jump into these habits, think for a moment. What does your evening routine look like right now? Are you winding down with a cup of tea and a good book? Or does your evening feel more rushed? I'd love to hear from you. Where are you from and what's your favorite way to unwind at the end of the day? Number 1. The power of relaxation. As the day draws to a close, we often rush through the evening trying to squeeze in every last task before bed. But did you know that taking the time to truly relax can have a powerful effect on how well you sleep and even how long you live? Stress can wear down your body over time, but if you can find a way to slow down in the evening and reduce stress, you're already setting yourself up for a healthier tomorrow. Relaxing might mean different things to different people. For some, it's a warm bath. For others, it's a bit of light reading or listening to calming music. But the key is that you're giving your body and mind a chance to switch off from the demands of the day. You don't have to meditate like a yogi or practice deep breathing for an hour. Just a few minutes of quiet time can be enough to send signals to your body that it's time to wind down. In fact, research has shown that those who regularly practice relaxation techniques, even in small amounts, tend to have lower blood pressure, improved heart health, and a greater sense of well-being. It's not just a luxury, it's a necessity for long-term health. So take a moment tonight to close your eyes, breathe deeply, and let go of the day's worries. Your body will thank you for it. 2. Avoiding screen time before bed. We live in an age where screens are everywhere, and many of us find ourselves glued to them, whether it's checking our phones one last time, watching TV, or scrolling through the internet. But here's the thing. Those screens, especially the blue light they emit, can interfere with your body's natural ability to wind down. Blue light disrupts the production of melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. So, when you're staring at a screen late into the evening, you're actually making it harder for yourself to fall asleep, which can impact the quality of your rest and your overall health. Over time, poor sleep habits can lead to a host of issues, including increased stress, weight gain, and even higher risks of chronic conditions. To keep things simple, try switching off your devices at least an hour before bed. If that feels like a stretch, start small, maybe 30 minutes. You'll be amazed at how much better you sleep without the distraction of glowing screens. Instead, grab a book or listen to some calming music or an audiobook. You deserve to rest without interruptions. 3. The importance of hydration, but not too much. Now, this one's a bit of a balancing act. Staying hydrated throughout the day is essential for your health, but if you drink too much water too late, you might find yourself waking up in the middle of the night to run to the bathroom. The key is to hydrate thoughtfully. Try to drink plenty of water earlier in the day, and as evening approaches, ease off. A light, warm drink like a cup of herbal tea can be soothing before bed without overwhelming your system. Just be mindful to avoid caffeine or sugary drinks, as they can interfere with your sleep cycle and leave you feeling restless. Proper hydration in the evening also supports your body's natural detoxification process overnight. Your kidneys are hard at work while you sleep, filtering out waste and maintaining the balance of fluids in your body. So, a small cup of water or herbal tea before bed can aid in this process, but avoid overdoing it. 4. A quick stretch. Let's talk about something that takes literally just 30 seconds but could have a big impact on your night's sleep. Gentle stretching before bed can help your muscles relax and prepare your body for sleep. It's a simple and quick activity. No need for a full-on yoga routine, just a few minutes to unwind those tired muscles. Stretching can relieve tension, improve circulation, and even reduce stress, all of which help you feel more comfortable and at ease when it's time to sleep. You don't need to go overboard, but a light stretch of your neck, back, and legs can work wonders for your sleep quality. And here's the secret. Stretching doesn't just improve sleep. Over time, it can also help improve your flexibility, reduce aches and pains, and enhance mobility. So tonight, before you settle into bed, try some gentle stretches. You might find yourself sleeping deeper and waking up feeling more refreshed. 5. Light evening snacks. Ever been woken up in the middle of the night by a growling stomach? It's not pleasant, is it? But what you eat or don't eat before bed can also influence your sleep and overall health. Eating a heavy meal right before bed can leave you feeling bloated and uncomfortable, while a small, light snack can help keep you feeling satisfied through the night without overloading your system. The best types of snacks before bed are those that are rich in magnesium or tryptophan, two nutrients that help relax your muscles and promote sleep. A small handful of nuts, like almonds or walnuts, can be perfect, or a slice of banana with a bit of peanut butter. These foods contain natural compounds that can support sleep without being too heavy or disruptive. Just make sure you're not indulging in sugary treats, as they can spike your blood sugar and disrupt your sleep cycle. Keep your snack light and nutritious, and you'll be doing your body a favor. 6. Establishing a consistent bedtime. It's tempting, especially in the modern world, to stay up late and sleep in, but having a consistent bedtime is one of the most important factors for long-term health and longevity. Your body thrives on routine, and a consistent sleep schedule helps regulate your internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up feeling rested. When you go to bed at the same time each night, your body learns to expect rest, and over time, you'll find it easier to fall asleep and wake up naturally. A consistent bedtime can improve the quality of your sleep, boost your immune system, and even support heart health. Try to set a bedtime that works for you and stick to it, even on weekends. Of course, life happens, but if you aim to get to bed around the same time each night, you'll likely notice an improvement in your overall well-being. 7. A nightly gratitude practice. Lastly, something as simple as taking a moment to reflect on the good things in your life before bed can make a huge difference in your overall health. Gratitude is powerful. It helps reduce stress, improves your emotional well-being, and can even lower blood pressure. It's also been linked to better sleep, as focusing on positive thoughts instead of worries can create a peaceful state of mind. Before you drift off to sleep, take a moment to think of a few things you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be a long list, just a few things that brought you joy or peace during the day. You'll be amazed at how this simple habit can shift your mindset and improve your overall mood, not just before sleep, but throughout your life. So, there you have it. 7 evening habits that can help set you up for a long, healthy life. From relaxing to light stretching and staying hydrated, these small habits can make a big difference in how you feel and how well you age. Remember, it's never too late to start incorporating these habits into your evening routine. Your future self will thank you. What evening habit are you most excited to try tonight? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more tips on living a healthy, happy life well into your golden years. Sleep well and take care. And always try and remember to smile when you're happy and cry when you're sad. Stay positive when things are hard and grateful for all that you have.
Did you know the decision to move into a care home is one that many older adults quietly regret, but few ever talk about? I didn't think I'd be one of them. Not me. I was practical and level-headed. I made my choice with care and consideration. I told myself and everyone else that it was for the best, that this would be a new chapter, safer, simpler, more secure. But if I'm honest, I didn't fully understand what I was trading for that sense of safety. And now, at 83, if I could rewind time and give myself a bit of heartfelt advice, I would. So today I want to speak plainly and gently to anyone facing this decision, whether for yourself or for someone you love. Because what I'm about to share may not be easy to hear, but I wish someone had said it to me. Please, stay with me until the end. This isn't just about regrets. It's about awareness. It's about holding on to your freedom, your identity, and your joy for as long as you possibly can. And before we dive in, let me ask, where are you watching from today? Whether you're in a quiet cottage in Devon or a busy flat in Manchester, I'd truly love to know. Drop it in the comments. I read everyone. Now, let me tell you what no one told me. When I first stepped into the care home, I remember the smell. Clean, clinical, like bleach mixed with boiled vegetables. The staff were kind, the rooms were tidy, and my children looked relieved. They truly believed they were doing the right thing. And in a way, so did I. But almost immediately, something felt different. Not in the air, but in me. At home, I'd had my own rhythm. Tea at 7:30, toast slightly burnt the way I liked it, a walk to the post box every afternoon, rain or shine. I had small rituals, radio in the kitchen, slippers by the door, my garden that I fussed over too much. But once I moved, all of that vanished in a day. No one tells you how quickly your life becomes someone else's schedule. Breakfast at 8, no earlier, pills at 9. A nurse knocks on your door even when you just want 5 more minutes. And while it's all done with care, something inside begins to shrink. At first, it's just your routine. Then it's your preferences. Then, before you know it, it's your voice. I remember sitting in the communal lounge my second week, surrounded by others in silence. The telly blaring something no one was really watching. I felt invisible. I looked around and thought, so this is it. This is the trade-off. One of the deepest regrets I have is underestimating how much independence means until it was gone. When you live on your own, even if you have carers popping in, you're still in charge. You decide whether to eat beans or biscuits for lunch. You can stay in your dressing gown all morning or go sit by the window with a crossword. But in a care home, your decisions shrink to fit the system. You're helped so much that you start forgetting what it feels like to do things yourself. That loss, little by little, wears you down, not just physically, but emotionally. And for me, it was the beginning of a quiet kind of grief. Not for a person, but for the version of myself I left behind. I also wish someone had warned me just how lonely it can feel, even when you're never alone. Now, I'm not saying family forgets you, but life moves on quickly when you're no longer part of it every day. My son used to ring every evening. Then it was every other evening. Then, when work got busy, it was weekends. And I understand. I truly do. He has his own family, his stress, his world. But the silence between visits grows loud. There's a particular ache in watching your phone sit still all afternoon. It makes you wonder if you become a weight instead of a presence. You start to second guess whether calling them feels like love or obligation. I'm not sharing this for sympathy. I'm sharing it because someone out there might still be able to choose differently. Because even with carers, nurses, and activities coordinators around you, there's a kind of companionship that no institution can replace. Losing your sense of purpose, well, that's another beast entirely. At home, I had things to do, not important things maybe, but they were mine. Making the bed, feeding the birds, and planning what to cook that night. They gave my days a shape, a reason to keep moving. In the care home, I became passive. I didn't have to plan, prepare, or maintain. I just had to show up. But that kind of existence wears you thin. You begin to feel like life is happening around you, not to you. I met a woman named Janet, sharp as a tack, 86 years old. She'd been a librarian, proud of her independence. In her second month, she said something that hit me hard. I don't feel useful anymore. I'm not contributing. I'm just here. That haunted me because I knew exactly what she meant. When your days lack purpose, your spirit starts to drift. And the purpose isn't grand. It's not publishing books or starting businesses. Sometimes it's just knowing your dog needs walking, your neighbor needs a chat, your plants need watering. When those things are gone, it's easy to feel like you are too. One of the cruelest ironies, I moved into the care home to stay healthy, but I declined faster than ever. At home, I moved, stretched, walked, I cleaned, I gardened. That kept me nimble without even thinking about it. But in the home, everything is done for you. And that sounds lovely until it isn't. Because the less you move, the less you can move. After 3 months, my knees ached more. I got tired faster. I stopped taking the stairs. And once you stop doing something, you forget how. It's not laziness. It's the design. You're protected so much that you stop pushing yourself, and slowly your body responds by slowing down. I've seen friends go from walking on their own to wheelchairs in 6 months, not because of illness, but because of stillness. And no one tells you that comfort can come at the cost of your strength. Then there's privacy and dignity. Two things I didn't know I would miss until they were gone. No one prepares you for the loss of privacy. At home, I had silence. I could cry, sing, change clothes, even talk to myself without anyone knowing. But in a care home, someone is always knocking. Sometimes they don't even knock. You're never truly alone, but somehow you feel more isolated than ever. Even personal things, like using the loo, bathing, and getting dressed, become shared tasks. Necessary, yes, but also deeply humbling, especially when you've spent your whole life doing those things without help. It wears on your sense of self. And if you've ever been a proud person, it's even harder to accept. But the biggest shock of all? Leaving isn't easy. I thought I'd try it for a few months, that I'd keep my house just in case. But the reality is that returning home isn't as simple as packing a bag. Your house, if left unattended, starts to fall apart. Pipes freeze, gardens overgrow, paperwork piles up. Your kids mean well, but they start donating things and making practical changes. The longer you stay away, the harder it becomes to return. After months of minimal activity, your body forgets how to cope with stairs, how to cook a meal, and how to be alone. The longer you stay, the more permanent it feels. And in my case, it became permanent. So why am I telling you all this? Because I care. Because someone watching this right now is at a crossroads. And maybe, just maybe, they need a voice saying, think again, ask more questions, explore every alternative. Maybe there's a way to stay in your home with home carers, family rotations, assistive tech, or part-time help. Maybe there's a balance to strike. And maybe, if you fight for it, you can hold on to your life as it is just a bit longer, not because you're stubborn, but because your autonomy matters, your space matters, your you-ness matters. And if you've already made the move, if you're watching this from a care home room you didn't decorate, I want you to know that I see you. You are still you. You still matter, and you still have a purpose. Sometimes it just needs rediscovering. Before you go, I'd love to hear your story. Where are you watching from, and what gives your life meaning today? Whether it's something small or profound, please share it in the comments. It helps others feel less alone. If this story resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to Gentle Elderly Lessons. It helps us reach more people who need these quiet truths, these honest reflections, and these gentle lessons in living. Thank you for being here. We'll see you in the next one.
Did you know that a simple shower at the wrong time could be dangerous after 60? Today, we'll uncover 10 surprising times seniors risk dizziness, falls, or worse by bathing at the wrong moment. And the last one? Even doctors rarely mention it. You'll want to share this one. Number 1. The morning rush. Let's start with mornings. When you wake, your body is like a car engine on a frosty day. It needs time to warm up. Blood pressure climbs slowly. Muscles stiffen overnight. And standing too quickly can leave your brain scrambling. Geriatric nurse Margaret Hart from Leeds shares a story. Her patient, Arthur, 78, collapsed after showering at 6 a.m. sharp. Why? His blood pressure plummeted when heat met his cold muscles. He was unharmed, however. Now he waits 45 minutes, sips tea, and showers after his joints loosen. A simple delay can be a lifesaver. Number 2. Post-meal. Picture this. You've just enjoyed a hearty Sunday roast. Your body sends blood to your stomach to digest it. A hot shower pulls the blood back so you don't get too hot. Dr. Fiona Clark, a Bristol GP, explains, this tug-of-war can starve your brain of oxygen, causing dizziness or even falls. Take Edith, 81, who fainted after her weekly post-lunch scrub. Her solution? A 90-minute gap between eating and bathing. Listen to your body. It's wiser than you think. Have you ever felt lightheaded after a meal? Share your story in the comments. Your experience could help others in our community stay safe. Number 3. Nighttime. Warm showers before bed feel soothing, right? But here's the catch. Hot water spikes your core temperature, tricking your body into thinking it's midday. Sleep specialist Dr. Raj Patel warns, seniors struggle to cool down, leading to restless nights or midnight tumbles. Tom, 72, swapped scalding showers for lukewarm rinses at 8 p.m. Now he sleeps soundly. Keep the water cool and gentle. Your heart will thank you. Stuffy bathrooms are stealthy hazards. Poor ventilation traps steam, raising humidity and straining your lungs. A 2023 UK study found seniors in older homes with windows that don't open and weak extractor fans face 30% higher fall risks from slips. Doris, 79, cracked her bathroom door and added a 15-pound dehumidifier. Simple fixes that kept her breathing easy. Fresh air isn't a luxury, it's a shield. If you're finding these tips helpful, tap subscribe. We're here weekly with science-backed advice to keep you safe. Number 5. Medication. Here's a tip even pharmacists forget. Some blood pressure pills, like beta blockers, peak right when you might shower. Bathing during this window can amplify dizziness. Always ask your GP, when's the safest time to bathe on this medication? George, 68, shifted his shower to 2 hours after his pills, and he stopped his wobbles. Number 6. The 10-minute rule. Standing too long underwater strains circulation. Physiotherapist Linda Moss advises, set a timer. Beyond 10 minutes, fatigue sets in, raising fall risks. Ada, 75, uses a shower stool and keeps baths brief. I treat it like a tea brew, she laughs. Short and strong. Number 7. Cold shock. Cold showers might trend online, but for seniors, they're a gamble. Cardiologist Dr. Imran Khan notes, sudden chills spike blood pressure, risking mini-strokes. If you crave a cool rinse, start with lukewarm and gradually adjust. Slowly first. No need to prove anything. Finally, the risk even doctors overlook. Number 8. The empty house effect. Living alone? A 2024 Age UK report revealed 60% of senior falls happen when no one's home. Solution? Schedule showers when family calls or neighbors check in. Maureen, 84, showers after her daughter's daily 10 a.m. phone call. "It's my safety net," she says. Small routines build big protection. Number 9. Keep hydrated. Now, here's something my mom taught me. Never step into the shower without a sip of water first. As we age, our bodies don't shout for hydration. They whisper, and that whisper gets forgotten about. Take Vera from Cornwall. She loved her long, hot showers, but kept feeling wobbly halfway through. Turns out, her morning cuppa just wasn't enough. Her doctor said, "Vera, your heart's working overtime like a kettle with no water." Now, she keeps a little glass by the sink and takes tiny sips before she bathes. "Like watering a plant," she says. "Your body's a garden. Don't let it dry up when you shower." Number 10. That tricky bathroom mat. Oh, bathroom floors! They're sneakier than a cat plotting mischief. Harold in York learned this the hard way. He'd had the same bath mat for years, threadbare and curling at the edges. One damp morning, it slid like a banana peel and, well, let's just say his pride hurt more than his knee. Now, he uses sticky mats that cling like Velcro to his feet. Cheaper than a hip replacement, he laughs. Friends, if your mat's older than your grandkids, it's time for a change. And those little sticky strips for the tub? Lifesavers. Trust me, your future self will thank you. Every small change, waiting a bit longer, adjusting the heat, adds up to safer, brighter days. I'd love to hear from you. Your comment might be the nudge someone needs to stay safe. If this video helped you, please tap like sumas. It tells YouTube to share this with others who need it. Thank you for watching. And remember, growing older isn't about fear. It's about wisdom. See you next time.
Remember to be grateful, smile when you're happy, and cry when you're sad. God bless. Have you ever wondered how long you might live once you reach 70? Time has a funny way of sneaking up on us, doesn't it? One day, you're planning the future, and the next, you're reflecting on how quickly time has passed. For many of us, each year after 70 starts to feel more precious. But here's the interesting thing. Your body starts sending you little signals, ones that may be telling you how many more years you have ahead of you. The truth is, you don't have to rely on guesswork or myths. There are real, observable signs in your body and lifestyle that can give you insight into your longevity. In today's video, we'll talk about 7 key signs that can tell you how long you may live after 70. These aren't just guesses. They're rooted in real research and observations from doctors and scientists who have studied those who live long, healthy lives. By the end, you'll not only know what these signs are, but also how you can use this knowledge to live a longer, healthier life. So, let's dive in. And be sure to stay until the end, because some of these signs might surprise you. You might be overlooking small things that could have a huge impact on your future. Sign 1. Your walking speed. Let's start with something simple yet incredibly telling. Your walking speed. It's not just about getting from point A to point B. Your walking pace is an incredible indicator of your overall health. Studies have shown that people who maintain a brisk walking pace as they get older tend to live longer than those who slow down significantly. This is because walking speed is linked to everything from muscle strength to cardiovascular health to brain function. Think about it. Imagine two people, Joe and Frank. Both are 75 years old. Joe walks every morning, keeps a steady pace, and doesn't have trouble climbing stairs or crossing the street. His movements are smooth, confident, and balanced. On the other hand, Frank, who used to be active, has slowed down significantly. He takes frequent breaks, struggles to keep up, and sometimes feels unsteady. While Joe's brisk pace signals good health, Frank's slower pace could be a sign that his health is starting to decline. The good news is that walking speed is something you can improve. If you notice yourself slowing down, don't ignore it. Start making small efforts to strengthen your legs and improve your walking. Try taking more walks, using light weights, or even doing leg exercises at home. Your pace today could tell you a lot about your future. Sign 2. Grip strength. Believe it or not, the strength of your handshake could reveal a lot about how long you might live. Research has found that grip strength is one of the strongest indicators of vitality in older adults. A firm, steady grip suggests good muscle health, proper circulation, and a well-functioning nervous system. On the other hand, a weak grip can signal muscle loss, frailty, and a higher risk of health complications. Take Robert and Walter, both 78 years old. Robert has always prided himself on his strong handshake and continues to do light weightlifting, while Walter, on the other hand, has noticed that simple tasks like opening jars or carrying bags have become much harder. What Walter doesn't realize is that his declining grip strength is a sign of muscle loss. This could put him at greater risk of falls and injuries and even shorten his life expectancy. But here's the good news. You can rebuild your grip strength. Try simple exercises like squeezing a tennis ball, using hand grippers, or even carrying light weights. These small changes can help keep your muscles strong and your grip firm. Sign 3. Balance. Do you have a good balance? This is one of the strongest predictors of longevity, especially in people over 70. Research has found that those who can stand on one leg for at least 10 seconds tend to live longer and healthier lives than those who struggle with balance. Balance isn't just about staying upright. It's about muscle strength, coordination, and even brain health. Consider Carol and Nancy. Both women are in their early 70s, but Carol has always maintained good balance through daily walks and yoga, while Nancy struggles to stand on one leg without feeling unsteady. The difference here isn't just about balance, it's a reflection of their overall health. Nancy's difficulty could be a sign that her coordination, muscle strength, and even brain function are starting to decline. If you struggle with balance, don't worry, you can improve it. Simple exercises like standing on one foot for a few seconds each day, walking heel to toe, or even practicing Tai Chi can help rebuild stability. Give it a try. Stand up right now and see if you can lift one foot off the ground for 10 seconds. If not, don't panic. Balance is something you can work on, and it's never too late to start. Sign 4. Sleep patterns. How well do you sleep? Your sleep quality can tell you a lot about your future health. Good sleep isn't just about feeling rested. It's when your body repairs itself, strengthens your immune system, and clears toxins from your brain. Those who sleep well in their 70s tend to live longer, healthier lives. On the other hand, poor sleep can lead to memory decline, heart disease, and weakened immune function. Take Henry and Bill. Both are in their mid-70s, but Henry has a steady bedtime, sleeps around 7 hours a night, and wakes up feeling refreshed. Bill, however, struggles with sleep, often waking up multiple times during the night and feeling exhausted during the day. Over time, Bill starts experiencing brain fog, fatigue, and even health problems related to poor sleep. If you're waking up tired or struggling to sleep, don't ignore it. Sleep issues can be linked to stress, diet, lack of exercise, or even undiagnosed conditions. Small changes, like reducing screen time before bed, sticking to a bedtime routine, and getting natural sunlight during the day, can significantly improve your sleep quality. Sign 5. Appetite and eating habits. What's your appetite like? Changes in your eating habits can be one of the clearest indicators of how long you might live. A healthy appetite and a balanced diet are crucial for staying strong, maintaining muscle mass, and keeping your immune system resilient. However, a loss of appetite or poor eating habits can signal underlying health problems and accelerate aging. Let's look at Margaret and Susan. Both are 74 years old, but Margaret enjoys a variety of healthy foods and has a steady weight. She feels energized and looks forward to preparing meals. Susan, however, has noticed a decline in her appetite. She skips meals, relies on processed foods, and has unintentionally lost weight. Susan doesn't realize that her decreased appetite could be a sign that her body is not absorbing nutrients properly, which could weaken her muscles and affect her immune system. If you've noticed changes in your appetite, it's time to act. Focus on eating nutrient-dense foods, stay hydrated, and don't ignore a shrinking appetite. Your body needs good fuel to function properly, and the way you eat today will determine how strong and independent you'll be in the years to come. Sign 6. Stress management. How do you handle stress? Chronic stress can affect your mood, weaken your immune system, and even accelerate aging. But those who know how to manage stress effectively tend to stay healthier and more mentally sharp as they age. How you respond to stress can make a big difference in how long you live and how well you live. Take John and Richard. Both are 76 years old, but John has learned to stay calm during stressful situations. He practices deep breathing, stays socially connected, and doesn't dwell on problems. Richard, on the other hand, holds on to stress, constantly worrying and letting negative thoughts consume him. Over time, this stress starts to take a toll on his health, affecting his blood pressure, energy levels, and sleep quality. If you often feel stressed, it's important to find ways to manage it. Practice deep breathing, take time for yourself, and engage in activities that help you relax. Stress doesn't have to control your life, and learning to manage it will improve both your health and your longevity. Sign 7. Social connections. Finally, let's talk about the importance of social connections. Strong relationships are one of the clearest indicators of longevity. Those who stay connected with family and friends tend to live longer and healthier lives, while loneliness has been linked to higher risks of heart disease, depression, and even early death. Take Eleanor and Barbara. Both are 78 years old, but Eleanor stays socially active, regularly connects with friends, and participates in a book club. Barbara, however, spends most of her time alone and has lost touch with many friends. Over time, this isolation starts to affect her mood and health. If you're feeling isolated, it's time to reconnect. Even small efforts like reaching out to an old friend or joining a group can make a big difference. Social connections are vital for both your mental and physical health, and the more you nurture these relationships, the stronger and healthier you'll stay. Final thoughts. Now that you know the 7 signs, take a moment to reflect on your own life. How are you moving through the years? Are you feeling strong and confident? Or are there subtle changes you need to pay attention to? The good news is that most of these factors, walking speed, grip strength, balance, sleep quality, eating habits, stress levels, and social connections, are things you can improve. Your future isn't set in stone. The choices you make today can have a powerful impact on how long and how well you live. If you recognize areas where you need to improve, don't wait. Start making small changes today that will add years to your life. What's one change you plan to make to improve your health and longevity? Let me know in the comments below. Your thoughts are always welcome, and reading your comments motivates me to continue creating content that can help us all live better lives. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with others who might benefit. Your support means the world to me and helps us continue providing valuable information to inspire and inform. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Remember to be grateful, smile when you're happy, and cry when you're sad. God bless. Why do some people live long, healthy lives, while others seem to fade as they age? Is it simply about genetics or luck, or is there something deeper at play? Today, we're uncovering the unexpected secrets to living beyond 80 with vitality, and it's not what you might think. You've probably heard the usual advice about health: eat well, exercise regularly, and get enough sleep. But there's something even more important that gets overlooked. It's the quiet, invisible factors that truly shape longevity: the rhythms of your daily life, the strength of your emotional expression, and the power of purpose. These are the real game changers. So, let's break down these essential elements of longevity. It's not just about the body, it's about the heart, mind, and the simple things that keep us going each day. Number 1, the power of emotional expression. Our hearts can only carry so much before they start to quietly shut down. When you hold on to emotions for too long, it's not just your spirit that suffers, it's your body too. People who live long lives often have some outlet for expressing their feelings. It could be a trusted friend, a journal, faith, a therapist, or even a community group like this. The point is, what gets expressed can be transformed. What gets buried begins to fester. Number 2, gradual loss of purpose. One of the most invisible reasons many people don't thrive past 80 is the slow erosion of daily purpose. Not a grand life purpose, but the simple, everyday kind that makes you get out of bed and gives your day meaning. Whether it's watering the plants, fixing a gate, or feeding a neighborhood cat, purpose, even in small doses, fuels us. When these routines start to slip away, the body starts to slow down too. Without purpose, everything loses its rhythm. Before we dive deeper, if you find this content valuable, please take a moment to hit that like button, subscribe to stay updated with new videos so you never miss a video that could help you live a longer, healthier life. Your support helps us create more content that informs and inspires. God bless. Reason number 3, the heart needs to feel, not just beat. The heart isn't just there to keep you alive, it's there to carry the weight of your life, to feel joy, sorrow, love, and connection. People who reach their 80s with vitality know this. They find ways to keep their hearts open. They allow themselves to feel, to connect, and to keep their emotional life rich and full. In fact, modern science supports this truth. Emotional well-being is closely linked to cardiovascular health. Studies show that feelings of loneliness, chronic stress, and emotional suppression increase inflammation in the body and strain the heart over time. In contrast, individuals who cultivate emotional resilience, those who allow themselves to experience a full range of emotions, process them, and then move forward, tend to have healthier cardiovascular systems well into their later years. When we speak about the heart needing to feel, we are not just referring to grand emotions like falling in love or celebrating major milestones. We are also talking about the small, everyday emotional experiences, laughing with a friend over coffee, feeling pride when completing a puzzle, mourning small losses, or experiencing the quiet satisfaction of a day's work done well. These everyday emotions exercise the heart, much like walking or swimming exercises the body. Number 4, maintaining rhythms. No matter how small. It's easy to think that life gets slower and quieter with age, but it's not the quiet that causes people to fade. It's the loss of rhythm. People who thrive past 80, like 88-year-old Alice, maintain simple, regular routines that give their days meaning. Alice wrote postcards, made soup for a shelter, and watched the neighborhood kids walk home from school. These small acts kept her connected, gave her heart rhythm, and allowed her to stay engaged with life. Alice's life teaches an important lesson. It is not the size of our activities that matters most, but their consistency. A purposeful rhythm signals to the mind and body that there is still work to be done, people to care for, moments to be lived. Without this structure, days can blur into one another, the mind can drift, and the body can begin to lose its vitality. But when there is a pattern, a gentle, dependable call to action each day, the spirit remains animated. This daily rhythm does more than just pass the time. It creates emotional anchors. It offers small yet powerful reasons to get out of bed, to move, to connect, and to look forward. Regularity restores a sense of stability in a world that often feels increasingly unpredictable with age. Whether it's watering plants at sunrise, baking bread on Fridays, or calling a friend every Wednesday evening, these simple traditions build a framework that supports mental, emotional, and even physical health. Number 5, gradual connection with others. Our connections to other people, whether family, friends, or even the local community, serve as an anchor to life. The simple act of staying engaged, having people to care for, and staying visible in the lives of others keeps the heart and mind engaged. Longevity isn't just about living, it's about staying connected to something or someone. When we lose our connections, it's not just loneliness we experience, it's a loss of meaning. Humans are social creatures by nature. Our brains are wired to seek belonging, our hearts to give and receive care. Studies have shown that isolation increases the risk of disease and cognitive decline, but meaningful relationships act as a protective buffer. Even small interactions, a conversation at the grocery store, a chat with a neighbor, help maintain a sense of belonging and purpose. True connection does not demand grand gestures. It often lives in the quiet, consistent presence we offer others and allow them to offer us. It's the friend who checks in once a week, the grandchild who calls just to hear about your day, the neighbor who shares extra tomatoes from their garden. These moments, simple as they may seem, weave a fabric of support that holds life together, even when everything else begins to slow down. We would love to hear from you. Let's build a community where we support each other. Where are you from, and what challenges are you currently facing in your life? Whether it's a health journey, an emotional struggle, or a personal goal, share it below. You never know, someone here might have valuable advice or a listening ear. Let's connect and support one another. As we come to the end of this video, I want to leave you with a simple but powerful truth. Most people don't fade after 80 because of a single event, a fall or diagnosis. It's the gradual fading of habits, rhythms, and reasons to stay engaged. The good news is, just as these changes happen slowly, they can be reversed slowly too. It's the small, everyday actions that keep us alive. Whether it's a walk outside, a conversation, a small act of kindness, or just a moment to appreciate what you have, these actions can give your life more purpose, meaning, and structure. So, think back to the 5 unexpected reasons we covered. Which one surprised you the most? Which one felt uncomfortably familiar? And more importantly, which one are you willing to act on, even in a small way, starting today? Because the truth is, you have more power than you think. Not to stop aging, but to change the way you age. And if you're willing to stay awake to the quiet shifts, guard your rhythms, protect your purpose, and allow yourself to feel, then there's a good chance you won't just reach 80. You'll live beyond it, fully and deeply, on your own terms. Thank you for joining us today. Remember to be grateful, smile when you're happy, and cry when you're sad. God bless.